Hi. In January, I was visiting Norway, where my family lives. I was due to fly to Ireland on the 11th of January, because Ireland is where I live. Now, during the time I was supposed to fly back to Ireland, KLM sent a pop-up message on the KLM app on the phone saying, "Do not come to Amsterdam Schiphol because we are cancelling about 70% of all the flights leaving Amsterdam." I called them straight away when I saw this message, and the person on the phone, he rebooked my flight, but I had to pay €30 and 18 cents on the new ticket. I very reluctantly paid that. Very, very reluctantly, because my body is not as fit as most people, unfortunately, due to I have multiple sclerosis. My body is not great. I was visiting my friends and family back home in Norway. Some of them are not doing great themselves. Some of them are very much high up in the years, and I actually lost one family member during my stay in Norway. Now, about 30% of the flights scheduled to leave Amsterdam actually went. So now this was an issue with them not having enough de-icer. This is something that, yeah, there was a cold snap that they might not really have been able to predict, but at the same time, it was not the passengers that shouldn't be taking the blame for that, or the cost of that, if you will. So for somebody who is on disability, like myself and many others, it's very difficult to pay extra for something like that over a short notice. It was only a couple of days that I got the message. So yeah, if you're on a fixed income every week because you're on disability, then dealing with surprise payouts is difficult. Now, I think it was very much unfair and inappropriate that I had to pay extra to change my ticket. There would have been a very easy, quick fix for this, and that would have been the KLM taking that responsibility and rebooking all of the passengers for a different flight instead of making them pay for it. Now, some of this would have been partially within their ability, because they should have maybe kept a little bit more of that stuff on hand rather than just about enough. Now, a few days after this, I had an emergency happen in Ireland with my animals. And so I had to reschedule my flight again, the second time. And luckily, there was a lovely lady on the phone for the second time there, and she booked me on a new flight that was the week before the one I was rescheduled to take at the end of January. So I was able to fly back a week earlier than what the first edit was. I did not have to pay for rescheduling the second time, and the person on the phone said, "You're not going to be taking that flight on the 26th of January, therefore you need to make a refund ticket, and we will then refund the 30 quid and 18 cents. I said, "Perfect, thank you very much. Flight rescheduled, bye, move on." And then a very few days after that, I got an email from KLM, from the refund team, and they decided we're not going to give you the refund, even though I was promised a refund on the phone. Now, the issue is a little bit different. Now, my first problem was paying for the first edit of the flight. Now it suddenly became an issue with, do these departments not talk to each other? Like, surely there would have been a note or something on this to say she was on the phone, I offered a refund. If she made a ticket, if she's making the ticket, do the refund. That did not happen. So now we're a month later. KLM have started to just close my refund ticket. No messages, no replies since the 5th of February. And today we are now the 20th of February. So there could have been a very easy solution to this, very quick resolution to this. It could have taken just a few days. Over the last 5 or 6 years, I've been flying with KLM at least twice a year. Once or twice has been a little bit more. Sometimes it just depends on what's going on back home and if I need to go home or to Norway or what. No, there is a way to ensure that I continue to fly with KLM. And that is to provide the refund that they promised I would get. Because I was not going to take the flight that I paid the €30.18 for. Now, to most people, €30.18, it's not a lot of money. But unfortunately for me, that's a lot. So, yeah. I am not going to recommend KLM to anyone again, unless they make this right, because it's not appropriate to be treating your passengers in this way. Yeah, so that happened. Thanks for listening. Bye.